Hi friends, welcome to this strong and dynamic, energizing 30-minute Vinyasa flow class. Today we're going to be working our whole body with a strong emphasis on opening through the hips. And this is an intermediate level class and it's perfect in the morning for getting you going for your day ahead, but you can do it at any time of the day. And today you won't need anything other than yourselves and your mats. But if you do have a couple of blocks, you can maybe go and grab those now and have them handy. And then whenever you're ready, we'll meet on our mat in a comfortable seated position. So taking a moment to ground down through the parts of your body that are connected to the mat, connected to the earth below you, either in a cross-legged position or maybe in a kneeling position, finding a long spine, growing softly tall through the spine, through the crown of the head, and then maybe closing off the eyes, softening through the face, rolling the shoulders gently back. The hands can land wherever they naturally land, on your knees or your legs. And then just taking a moment to arrive in the space, arrive in your body, arrive in your breath. Maybe taking a little check-in, perhaps asking yourself, how am I feeling right now in this moment? But without labeling or judging the answer, just noticing. And then beginning to notice your breath. So just noticing the quality of your breath. Are you breathing quickly or slowly? Are you breathing deeply or maybe a little more shallow? Is your breath flowing freely around your body or is it maybe getting stuck somewhere? Can you now start to deepen your breath? So breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly, filling up your lungs, and then exhaling all the way back out again. So taking a few conscious breaths like this, bringing all of your awareness to your breath. And then keeping that connection to your breath as we move through our practice today. And then releasing your hands from your legs. Take an inhale as you draw your arms all the way up, drawing energy up as your palms meet overhead. Exhale as you draw that energy down through to your heart center, bowing your head, and take a moment to set an intention now for the rest of your practice. So this could be simply a word, maybe a quality you'd like to cultivate in your practice. It could simply to be present, to be in the here and now. And then we can set that intention by bringing our thumbs to the space between our eyebrows. Bring our hands back down to our heart space. And then release the hands back down to the knees and find a little movement through the neck. Here, you're welcome to close off the eyes if you like. So dropping one ear to one shoulder and then bringing the head around, bringing the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Taking some half neck rolls or maybe full neck circles through the head. Really focusing today on how it feels rather than how it looks, and moving in a way that feels good for you. You don't need to push beyond your edge. Knowing what's going to serve you, taking what you need and leaving what you don't. Okay, and then we'll all meet in the center. Take an inhale as you bring your arms all the way up again. Pause here. Exhale, drop your left hand down. Take a side bend over to that left hand side, staying on your hands or maybe dropping to your forearm, pivoting the chest and gazing up. Inhale as you come back through to center, and then exhale, take the same thing on the other side. Finding that side bend, breathing into that space in your side body. Inhale as you come back through to center, and exhale, bring the hands down through to your heart center, and then rock forwards to find your tabletop position, bringing your hands to shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart, finding a neutral spine, gaze is down, and we'll work through a couple rounds of our cats and cows. So beginning by lifting your tailbone, then moving like a wave through your body, dropping your belly, lifting your head, taking an inhale here in your cow pose. And then exhale as you tuck the tailbone, move like a wave again, rounding your spine, bringing your chin towards your chest. And then continue flowing between these two poses, inhaling as your belly drops, exhaling as you round the spine, finding your flow, finding that connection between the movement and the breath. Maybe closing off the eyes again and really tuning into how this feels in your body, tuning into that connection. And then either continue moving like this, or maybe there's some more intuitive movements you'd like to invite in. So maybe closing off the eyes and moving in a way now that feels good for you. So what does your body need? What's going to serve you the most? Maybe it's a kind of barrel roll from side to side, going one way and then the other. Maybe you're bending one elbow and then the other, making circles, spirals, anything that feels good for you right now. Maybe you're finding a little bit of stillness in that cat pose. And then let's all take one more full cycle of breath here. And we'll meet in that neutral tabletop position again. Tucking the toes, walking the hands slightly closer back towards you. Rocking back over the feet, feeling the whole of the sole of the foot start to come alive. And then begin to rock forwards over your hands, rocking it back. And then bringing it forwards. And then the next time you come back, walk your hands around so the fingertips are facing either side of the mat. And then we're taking the same thing here, coming forwards and back, warming up our wrists, warming up the soles of our feet. The next time you come back, walk your hands around so now they're internally rotating, fingertips are facing each other. And then we're taking the same thing, rocking it back and forwards. And then the next time you come back, walk your hands back around, finding that tabletop position again, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Really feel like you're gripping the mat with your hands. Feet are hip width apart. And then float your knees up, lift your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. So grounding through the hands, drawing energy up from the earth, lifting those sit bones high to the sky. And then straight away, maybe starting to explore a little bit of movement here. So maybe asking yourself, what does my body need? Maybe it's a pedal of the feet, a sway of the hips. Maybe you're bringing the shoulders into this. Maybe a gentle sway, shake of the head, yes and no. Just taking a moment to explore your body and your breath. And then let's all find a little bit of stillness in our downward facing dog. And we'll take one releasing breath here. So on your next inhale, deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then look towards the top of the mat. Take lots of little steps all the way to the top of the mat until your feet meet your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale to soften, finding a forward fold. And then inhale as you rise it all the way up to standing, sweeping the arms all the way up, drawing that energy up. Exhale, bring the hands down through to heart center. Take a moment here, shoulders are rolled back, grounding through all four corners of the feet, crown of head to the sky. And then rub your hands together to create a little bit of heat. Bring one hand over the heart space, bring the other hand over the top, feeling that warmth, connecting to that place within you. And then together, let's take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale to fold it forwards, finding your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, create space. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step it back to plank pose. Pause here for a moment, pressing through your hands, pressing the ground away. Tailbone is tucked under, firing up the core. And then drop your knees, untuck your toes, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Engaging your back and your glutes as you inhale into cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, fly the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then look forward, step or jump feet to hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Inhale, we rise it up. Exhale, we draw the hands down through to heart center. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold it forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank. Rock the weight forwards, bend the elbows, come through chaturanga. Roll over the toes, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. And then on your next inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right elbow, shift the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale to sweep the leg back up. Exhale, bring the right knee to the left elbow, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale to sweep. Exhale, curl through the spine, engage the core, draw the knee towards the nose. And then flex the foot, step the foot in between your hands for your low lunge, lowering that back knee, untucking the back toes. And then take an inhale as you rise it up. Exhale to soften. Inhale here. Exhale, twist to the right, left arm forwards, right arm back. Arms are in a T shape, maybe gazing behind. Inhale, back to that low lunge. Exhale, active splits, straightening your right leg, flexing your right toes. Arms come behind you, finding that balance. Inhale, back to your low lunge. Exhale, frame your front foot, sweep your front foot to meet your back foot and flow through your vinyasa from here. Coming through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then on your next inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, tap your left knee to your left elbow, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, we sweep. Exhale, knee comes up across the body, tap right. Inhale to sweep. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Pause here, flex the foot, step the foot in between the hands, low lunge. Take an inhale to rise it up through the fingertips. Exhale to soften the shoulders. Inhale to find length, gaze up. Exhale, twist to the left, right arm forwards, left arm back. Inhale, back to that low lunge. Exhale, active half splits, arms fly behind, straightening the left leg, flexing the left toes, bowing forwards. Inhale, back to that low lunge, arms come high. Exhale, we frame the front foot, step the front foot to meet the back foot and flow through our vinyasa from here. Inhaling into our upward facing dog. Exhaling, lifting the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Looking towards the front of the mat, stepping or jumping feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Pause here for a moment. And then walk your feet as wide as the mat, toes out, heels in. Begin to lower your hips down for your Malasana Yogi squat. Maybe finding a little bit of movement here through the hips. Tailbone drawing down towards the earth, neutralizing the spine, crown of head towards the sky. Hands at heart center, elbows nudging on the inside of those thighs, maybe closing off the eyes. Connecting to your center, connecting to that place within you. One more breath. And then take an inhale as you lift your hips high to the sky. Bring the feet to parallel. Catch hold of either elbow and find your ragdoll. Allow your upper body to hang heavy as you maybe find a gentle sway from side to side like a tree just gently blowing in the breeze. Allow your arms to hang heavy as you roll all the way up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. And then sweep your arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment here. One grounding but energizing breath. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale to find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, flow through your Vinyasa Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then on your next inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee, open out and stack your hips, pointing your toes down towards the glutes, strong through that right shoulder, breathing into that hip space. And then make a big circle with your knee in the air in one direction, and then take it the other way. And then inhale to re-extend your leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw knee to nose, curl through the spine. Pause here, shoulders over the wrists. Flex your foot, step your foot in between your hands. Ground into your back heel, rise up for your warrior two. Inhale to find length through the fingertips. Exhale to soften the shoulders. Inhale, imagine the energy traveling in all directions. Exhale to maybe find a bit more depth in that front knee. Inhale, we flip the front palm, reach forwards, up and back to reverse. Exhale, light on that back hand. Inhale here. Exhale, rock it forwards. Right hand comes to the inside of that front foot. Extended side angle. Left arm comes over towards the top, pivoting the chest, gazing up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, pivot around. Hands come to heart center. We're finding our warrior three. So lifting off the back leg, bringing all of the weight into that right leg. Active in that back leg. Hips are aligned. Slight lift in the chest. Finding your drishti point, your point of focus. Breathing here. And if you fall out and wobble, don't worry. Just take a breath and come back in. One more breath. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step it long to face the long edge of the mat. Floating the arms out, toes out, heels in. And then take an inhale to bring your arms up, palms meet. Exhale, bend your knees, cactus your arms, goddess pose. Inhale to open through the chest. Exhale to maybe find a bit more depth. Inhale to stand tall, palms meet. Exhale, Skandasana, bending into your back leg. You can stay high or come down low. If you're coming down low, maybe releasing your lower hand on the diagonal. And then take an inhale as you open out through the top hands. Either stay here or maybe continue bringing your top hand around your back. Turn the palm to face out. Lower hand wraps around the lower leg and maybe find your bind. Breathing here. One more breath. And then we travel to the front of the mat. Hands come to the inside of the front leg for our lizard lunge. Heel toe your foot towards the edge of the mat. Hips are low, hands are in line with the foot. And then maybe finding a gentle rock, maybe some movement here through the hips. Maybe you're releasing the back knee down. Maybe you're coming down to the forearms, maybe bowing that head down. So moving, finding a place that's good for you. You don't need to push beyond your end range. Breathing into that right hip. And then take an inhale as you rise it back up. If you came down, sweep your right leg back to find your plank pose and flow through your vinyasa, coming through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then on your next inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, open out through that left hip. Pointing the toes down towards the glutes, strong through the shoulders. And then take one big circle with the knee in the air in one direction. And then one big circle in the opposite direction. And then inhale as you re-extend your leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot through, curl through the spine first, draw the knee towards the nose, and then step your foot through for your warrior two. Grounding through the back heel. Take an inhale as you open it out. Exhale to soften. Inhale, gazes over that front middle finger. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, we flip the front palm, reach forwards, up and back to reverse. Light on that back hand. Inhale into the side body. Exhale, left hand comes to the inside of the front foot for our extended side angle. Back hand reaches up and over, pivoting the chest, gazing up. Breathing here, inhale. Exhale, we pivot around. Bring the hands to heart center for our warrior three. So finding your drishti point, your point of focus, and then lifting off your back leg. Strong in the back leg, slight lift in the chest. Hips are aligned. Breathing here. And don't worry if you wobble and fall out, just take a breath and come back in. It's all good. 2 more breaths. And then take an inhale here. Exhale, we step the foot long to find the long edge of the mat. Toes out, heels in. Long stance, floating the arms up. And then take an inhale as you bring the arms overhead, palms meet. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, goddess pose. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, think about rolling the thighs out. Inhale as you stand tall again, palms meet. Exhale, Skandasana, bending into your back knee, flexing your front toes, straightening your front leg, staying high or maybe coming down low. If you're coming down low, maybe releasing your lower hands on the diagonal, and then taking an inhale as you open out through that upper hand. Either staying here or maybe finding your bind. Maybe the hands meet. Breathing here. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we travel forwards to find our lizard lunge at the front of the mat. Hands come to the inside of the front foot. Hands are in line with the foot, hips are low. Option to find a little bit of movement. Option to drop your back knee. Option to come onto your forearms and drop your head down. So coming to a place that feels good for you. And remember, we're not perfectly symmetrical. So the option that you took on the previous side isn't necessarily going to be the same option that you take on this side. Inhale to bring yourself back up onto your hands. Sweep your front foot to meet your back foot and flow through your Vinyasa Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. 2 more like that, inhale. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then look towards the top of the mat. Take lots of little steps all the way to the top of the mat until your feet meet your hands. And then bring your feet as wide as the mat, toes out, heels in. For Malasana Yogi Squat, begin to lower your hips down. Bring your hands to heart center. Staying here, or maybe releasing your right hand down on the diagonal and then taking an inhale as you sweep your left arm up and open. Either stay here or maybe finding that bind, maybe the hands meet. Inhale. And then exhale to release. Bring the hands back to heart center. Again, either staying here or maybe releasing your hand down on the diagonal. And then taking an inhale as you open out through that upper arm. Either stay here or maybe finding that bind. Maybe the hands meet behind your back. Maybe you're gazing up over that shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale as you bring it back. Extend your arms in front of you. Engage the core and then begin to sit back for your Navasana boat pose. Option to keep the knees bent or maybe straighten the legs. Engaging the core, long spine. Holding and breathing here. Finding a little bit of stillness, focusing on your breath. 2 more deep breaths. And then catching hold of the back of your legs, rock and roll it back, maybe massaging that spine. Finding a little bit of momentum. So you can cross your legs, plant your hands, step it back to find your plank pose, and then flow through your vinyasa from here, coming through chaturanga. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling, lift your hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Releasing breath here, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, release. And then look towards the top of the mat. Take lots of little steps again, all the way to the top of the mat. Bring your feet as wide as the mat for that Malasana Yogi Squat, lowering your hips down. And then bring your hands behind you, release down to the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are together, knees are apart. Option to give your feet a little massage here, maybe wiggling the toes, giving your feet a little bit of love. And then we interlace our hands around the toes. Take an inhale to find length and exhale to release it forwards. Allowing the head to hang heavy and breathing here. You don't need to force anything here. You can let gravity do its thing and maybe find that your head drops naturally with each exhale. Breathing into those hips. Okay, 3 more deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, beginning to rise it up. Bring your hands to either side of your knees. Begin to close your knees like a book. And we're going to come down to the mat. So shifting yourself forwards, making sure you've got enough room to come down. And then extending your arms forward, rolling down super slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Feeling as each part of your back is reconnecting to the mat. And then hook your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Maybe make circles with your knees to massage your sacrum, your lower back, making circles in one direction and then taking it the other way. And then bend your knees, flex your feet, finding your happy baby, catching hold of the outside of your feet, opening through the hips. And then bring the soles of your feet together, let the knees fall open again, bring the feet down to the mat for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. And then bring your hands intuitively to wherever they want to land on the body. Maybe one hand on the heart space, one hand on the belly, maybe either side of the body, and then begin to close off your eyes. Bringing that gaze inwards again, tuning into the soft rise and fall of your body with your breath. And I'm going to guide you through a short breathing technique now to close our practice. So in a moment we're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 2, and then open the mouth, exhale, release it out through the mouth for a count of 6. So you can take a natural inhale and then exhale, completely emptying the lungs. And together, inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, hold. Open the mouth, exhale, release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more rounds like that. Inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Final time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And then allow your natural breath to return and flow freely without control. And we'll make our way into our Shavasana, our rest and relaxation. You're welcome to stay as you are if you're comfortable like this, or maybe extend the legs long, let the feet fall open. Maybe you want to press pause, and I recommend staying here for at least 2 minutes if your day allows. But I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.